At first sight, this is a normal country, but something is wrong with it. Where have the laughter and smiles gone? Why is everyone telling lies and horror they're afraid of? Will Gelsomino, the owner of a magical voice, be able to save the whole country together with his brave friends from the insidious, greedy King Giacomo? Watch next in the program. I'm trying not to lie now. He lacks the will, the strength. It is really a great joy to work with children in this way. I work for everyone, not only for children. You stumble and fall, and then you can truly become the lame cat. It seems to me that my thoughts are sound in here. In theaters, winter is noteworthy for the fact that the dearest guests that visit them are children. Diana Ayshe is a young director who for the first time decided to try her hand at producing a musical take called The Magic Voice of Gelsomino at the Ivan Franko Theater. The whole world knows the name of the famous Italian storyteller Gianni Rodari. The ingenuity of smart, desperate characters who defend goodness, justice and faithful friendship won the hearts of the Ukrainian audience. The director always thinks about this subject and is very attentive to the choice of material. I treat children as smaller adults. Anyway, children feel the vibration in the air that is there. You simply cannot deceive them. An adult. What is an adult? This is simply a person who grew up from a child. What is this about? The same principle. This is a game. Here they can shout, grimace, meow, and bark. The playwright for a child audience is still selected according to the present day. This fairy tale on which the drama was based and written, then yes. Then we ask the questions of what can really resonate with the present day. Gelsomino in the Land of Liars is a contemporary, relevant and acute drama, says Pavlo Piskun, the performer of the main role. Despite the fact that the play is intended for children, the actors cleverly grasp the acuteness of the social problems that affected the Italian writer. Now it's just a mega relevant thing. This is good for staging because taking an actual piece of a play is always more interesting. But this is sad because we see beyond the things the fairy tale is actually about, the lies. We see the exact opposite, and it's very sad because people are deceived, and it does not stop there, and nobody will come and salvage it. An appeal to a fabulous drama is a very useful experience, and it opens new secrets of professional craftsmanship for the creator. Nevertheless, said Diana Ayshe, in a professional environment, it is considered that the children's fairy tale could actually be more difficult to direct than an adult performance. It is harder in the sense of craft, and there are no compromises here, not to mention that every image should be perfectly honed, because it is a children's audience. There is no chance of deception, illusion, in the whole here. This is the first fairy tale that I experienced, and I'm flattered and grateful that I was given such high confidence. The director's double debut was a great result, according to the comments of colleagues. In the musical, Ayshe gathered together performers who were not only to play out their intended role, but also to perform live. We sang live, road song was sung live, the final of the first act. The second is supplemented by soundtrack. Seeing as it will probably sound cleaner, we have reached an agreement collectively. I'm convinced that an artist who works on such a stage must be a personality. In addition to vocals, he or she must have such content they can share with the audience, and they have a story to tell. According to the story, Gelsomino has an unusual voice, but he cannot understand the value of his talent. Sometimes it even seems to him that the voice is punishment because people avoid him and everything around him falls apart. He decided to leave his land and go on a journey. According to the director's concept, it was decided that the adult actor Pavlo Piskun would not play a young boy. He will look for an inner resemblance to his unusual hero. But still, there was the risk of whether or not the children would accept such a character. We decided I would not play the role of a child. I play the role all about myself. I'm not reincarnating here. I'm looking for the character of this boy inside me. Somewhere where needed, somewhere where not. I'm there with friends and somewhere where betrayed. It's all in every person, regardless of age. And it remains, and it lives, and it is present. So Gelsomino finds himself in the land of liars, where everyone lives by strange laws. Cats bark and dogs meow. In the bakery, instead of buns, they sell ink. The ugly is called beautiful, and the opposite. And when they go to bed, instead of good night, they say good morning. Everything around is turned topsy-turvy. But Gelsomino, with the help of his wonderful singing and loyal friends, decided to return joy, laughter, and truth to everyone around him, without which life is impossible to live. I was not familiar with this fairy tale until the moment when we were asked to put this stage in here. Well, I liked everything at once. It is always a very truthful element in life, and in a play that will always be relevant. Daria Leheda was given a responsible and key role, a true and devoted friend of Gelsomino called the Lame Cat. She was painted on the wall and miraculously came alive. So how does an actor or actress embody and bring to life such an unusual character? Yes, we decided not to resort to physical defects. We solved it with costumes and with artistic vision. And we did it like a kitty cat. Just one of my legs was white in a ballet shoe, without tips. And this meant that if I was without it, or it was unfinished. Lame Cat is very mobile. She works like a small engine. A lot depends on the cat in the play because she helps Gelsomino survive and win in the end. She's like a shadow of her friend and even his guardian angel. We decided that she is Gelsomino's second self, who inspires him to feats, who says, do it or don't, go ahead, don't give up, believe in yourself, like a little hero that every child should have, who leads the true path. Lame Cat plays exactly this role. Children love less text, more movement and emotions, noted the experienced artist in performance for children, Rinat Sitarov. Not every performer will withstand the load, where it is necessary to poke, jump and sing, but for Rinat, it is a great pleasure. I have great experience in fairy tales. I love to fool around. It's simply great fun for me. So I do not work here at all. I do not bother. I'm just playing a fool. That's all. There are good and bad characters in the play The Magic Voice of Gelsomino, but as it should be in a fairy tale, even the worst hero always has the opportunity to realize their mistakes, change and become a good hero. Children are more pleased and they do not want to punish anybody. After all, good triumphs, and evil is immediately punished. Calimero is a negative character who writes reports to the police, and he is greedy. Many mothers come and say, "Do you know what our child said?" Everyone is asking the same question. Has Calimero changed? All the mothers say, well, of course he changed, he became good. Not only children get positive emotions, an injection of good and fellowship with their neighbor, but the actors also absorb the energy coming from the audience with sincere love, enthusiasm and gratitude, the actors say. It's a great fun to work with kids. It's different from working with adults. Some feel it is more complicated than in adult performances, for some it's easier. For me, where there is an opportunity to ponder, I feel good. Children simply will not let you cheat. Here, as long as you are involved, you spend as much of your energy as possible, so the children will respond. Actress Ina Kapinos had great luck. While most actors typically play only one role, Ina during the performance transforms into several characters, thus demonstrating her speed, agility, and absolutely flawless reincarnation from one image to another. I have the role of a second saleswoman, a hairdresser, stylist, and everything else, average people, dancing, jokes, joy, and everything else that goes with it. Yes, it is precisely at such a pace. I dressed, undressed, and then dressed again. This movement is always very cool, and especially such cutouts and switches. The director, the actors, and the whole team carefully rearrange the composition of the play, so that the action is moving relentlessly and the interest of the children in the audience does not fade as to what's happening on the stage, but each performer encounter his or her own dangerous reefs and climaxes in the play. Yes, I'm afraid not to have time to simply take off this hairdresser's wig, because I put it on my eyes, so that I have a mouth and a shape. And then, very quickly, I need to change into people. Just imagine if saw this pace. I will always stay in shape because I run upstairs. Quickly take off all this in a second, dress up, run down the stairs and go out to dance with the people. These cutouts always give me such great stimulus. I really liked the emotional moment when he said, "What a shame it was that they forbade me to have paper, pencils, paints and brushes," and then they arrested him. He adds that then there is a rebirth in this manly courage and some kind of strength, and then the audience sees the formation of the true personality of Gelsomino. So this particular moment is very important and very interesting for me. Actor Dmytro Zavatsky plays his character Bananito not just as a talented painter who possesses super abilities. In this role, Dmytro transformed himself into an unrecognizable character. He shows a lot of indecisiveness. So in a lifetime, many people show indecision. In this situation, his extraordinary abilities often help move this line, and he somehow turns out to be an important phenomenon in this town. These are the abilities, how he moves, how he wants to connect it all, so that he really shows great results to the people. What is the most important when playing a fairy tale for children? Someone will say to reincarnate into the unrecognizable, while other will say that the main thing is to be fun and curious on the stage. Lyubov Dobronozhenko believes that an actor must be natural and persuasive, just like Auntie Corin. It depends on the character you are playing. It is possible to not change. Auntie Corin, her character should be interesting. She should be a woman who loves cats, loves life, and loves children, and she should be exactly that way, homely and neat. In such a fairy tale like Play for Children, actors and actresses wearing colorful and bright costumes are very important, Dobronozhenko assures. This creates an atmosphere of joy and positive emotions on the stage. When we started working, the artist showed the sketches, as it should be, and how she presents the image. Diana added how she describes her Auntie Corin, who she should be, and what habits she has. When they were wearing a suit, some beads were added there, some bows. But besides the children's entertainment, the creative team performed an important moral function, following the super task of the director. It's bad to lie. Well, this is so compressed and lapidary. But nevertheless, our life is full of a lot of lies, and nobody knows how to fight this negative aspect. So the best we can do is just talk about it. Auntie Corin, she is the only one with Ramoletta who is not lying. She tells the truth, and she sees that everyone is lying. She wants to teach cats to meow, not to bark. She's a completely different person. She's a risky person. When we discussed the image, they said, well, she's a little crazy. I asked, well, why is she crazy? She's the most normal, adequate person in this city because she's the only one who does not lie and who is not afraid to speak the truth. She wants to tell the truth all the time. Do not lie, people. Do not lie. Simply tell the truth. The director and the actors are firmly convinced that the art of the theater is able not only to entertain young audiences, but also to influence the formation of their personalities. After all, fairy tale heroes teach them to distinguish where there is good and where there is evil, inspire in them confidence, faith in their strength, and the ability to achieve their goals in life. This is very important when children's literature and children's plays lay the foundation for the child to believe, move forward, do something good, and act in accordance with the convictions that everyone has, even the youngest one. And here is the task of forming and nurturing this positive grain inside the child from very birth. But in this difficult world, and in any country, there's always only one question: how much can a person overcome their inner fears and the pressure of peers and society, but still manage to break through and realize your ultimate dream in life? To stage in an adult theater a bright, funny and clever fairy tale for children is an extremely responsible task, but the director had a faithful and reliable team just like in this fairy tale. And so it appears that the magical voice of Gelsomino will from now on sound triumphantly on the stage of the Ivan Franko Theater. Unfortunately, this isn't a large stage, which I sincerely love. I adore this space, I really love this hall, and it seems to me that my inner thoughts can always be heard in this theater. I sincerely want to believe that the audience thinks the same way that I do.